Okie dokie. Happy April 16th, 2025. It is currently Wednesday morning, 9:26 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got 4 minutes. We got 4 minutes until egg. Okay, how type do you? What happened to my alert box? Did I go off? All right, so thank you, Dr. Egg. Much obliged. Let's see here. So probably a pretty slow day. It's been a slow week. It's Easter weekend. So there is no trading on Friday and none on Monday, I believe. So people are kind of on vacation, which means probably not a lot happening. But we're gonna see if we can get something out of the market today. Okay, so the market is open on Monday, but it's just this Friday is closed. So today and tomorrow, that's all we got right now. Looks like we'll probably be in a range, but we are more slated to the downside. Overnight, NQ came up and hit its weekly value area low, which also covered 50% of the downside gap on Wednesday. That happened around 4:30. So during London session, which is unfortunate. Maybe we could get this low swept and then come back up to take that London high. Possibility there. The possibilities are endless. We bounced off previous week POC as well. So pretty technical, even though the market's been silly. Same thing with the ES. ES actually filled the gap. So a bit of a divergence there between the two major equity indices. There's the bell. And we're off. So usually, as per usual, don't really like to trade the first 15 minutes of the market. Let's make sure we don't have any crazy news. Oh, we do have Jay Powell speaking today. That's actually a big deal. Okay, so instantly we moved up. For the downside target, looking at 5,300. Because we already filled this gap, all this is mitigated. I do see us possibly just falling over from here. It's a little bit low in the range for me though. See where we are over here. Yeah, let's see if we get a little bit of a reaction up here. Alright, yes, a little bit of a reaction here. So RTH, we've got a gap down, a little bit of a level. Right. Probably not a big level. But yeah, 5,300 level is where we're looking at, honestly. Let's see if we can get this. If we can get a short up here.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Ooh. Just got missed by a tick. Come on. See if we can get something going here. Gold just straight up. Unfortunately missed that. Didn't come back and retrace where I wanted it to. Monday. Tuesday. Trading at the top of the weekly range right now. Looks like it's trying to come back into these standard deviation bands. Where's our VWAP? Our pivots. We got some naked pivots down there. Could come back at some point. Keep an eye on that, of course. Right now, just looking to see if ES gets a reaction off this order block here. As RTH opened up with a gap down. Looking for really about this 5,300 level within this consolidation. That's where I'd like to see price go to. SPX, the index itself. I still have a gap up there. All right.
Order filled.
All right, order filled.
Order filled.
Let's make sure I don't do anything silly here. And 3.
Order submitted.
realize I was muted. I'm talking to myself, but this is pretty good. This is looking to kind of form a little bit of a local swing high here. If we could get this 5 minute below the past 5 minute closure. But we did come up into this order block and reject it so far on the 5 minute time frame. Would like to see to make sure that the 15 minute does the exact same thing with our opening range. That's ideal. But also keeping in mind that shouldn't really expect too much considering it being a holiday week and volatility's been kind of low and rubbish. Market's been pretty exhausted today, or I mean this week, which is quite warranted to be fair. Keeping in mind we do have a downside gap here on the regular trading hour session. Looks like we're trading right at the anchored VWAP from last Thursday's low. So from this pretty big major, our last kind of major low. Yeah, we'd like to see it run down, kind of down to this level. If we could. If we could. So far, this 5 minute low holding up though. Just chopping around at the VWAP right now. Bitcoin, let's see, where's baby Bitcoin? Oh yeah, I was looking at this last night. I don't know if this will be valid yet today, but looking for a possible move back up into this range for a short down, just a little bit lower. Around 84.6 to 84.9 on the futures contract. On spot, around 84.500. Possible short opportunity here as well. All right, this is looking a little bit better. If this 15-minute candle closes here in a minute and a half, you know, we get something right here and then another retracement back up into this, I think we'd be at least ready to take these overnight lows, and the short is in play to fill this imbalance from whatever happened overnight around 4:30. There wasn't any crazy news that was released. There was kind of some GDP data within the Eurozone, but we had retail sales this morning. Oh, fuck. I forget. If the 15th minute we have Canada and their Bank of Canada policy resort. So I'm going to go ahead and close
Order
this.
filled.
Close this, get out of position. I forget. This could be some volatility here. In 1 minute was we have the Bank of Canada monetary policy report coming out. In other words, that's like their FOMC where they instigate their funding rate. So let's see if that, it'll be kind of interesting because of the new tariffs policy and uncertainty, if this will have any impact on the market, and otherwise how people will view expectations of the US market. So I think we can move down, but I can also see us swipe up and down real quick here. Okay, nothing crazy happening. Pretty poor 15-minute candle there. Looks like we are going to get continuation. Now our only hope is to get a little bit of a retracement back now that we subdued the volatility or mitigated our own risk by not being a part of the data release, which in hindsight is just a smarter thing to do regardless. Took 9 points on that trade anyways, so a little buffer to start off the day with. Now just give me a bit of a retracement upwards. Although it keeps getting mitigated. So I'll need to see this 37.8.5, this little high be taken. Ideally, come up into here. So I would like to see boom. Take this inducement. Take this down to really to the overnight low, to be honest. If we can get that move. VWAP up there as well. Just a little bit of a VWAP retest. So let's see what the Bank of Canada said here. Bank of Canada, we expect tariffs and supply chain disruptions to push up some prices. Bank of Canada rate decision, they didn't move up or down, so they stay stagnant. So no crazy changes there. They raised their inflation expectations though. So it looks like that local low was swept. Or was it? No, it wasn't actually. Created a double bottom there, equal lows. So just gonna be watching to see if we do get an inducement play up to 53.80. And watch for a little reaction for another short opportunity, but not gonna short right here. Make sure we don't have any 10 o'clock news. Nothing at 10 o'clock that should be super volatility inducing. As you can see, it's just the market is low liquidity, choppy, not the best trading environment here. So really just gotta take what you get and run, to be fair. Don't expect too much. Oh yeah, baby, Easter event coming out. Gotta do the Easter event today at some point. So we are getting that move down. Damn. Well, that's unfortunate not to be still in that trade, but oh well. Yep, down we go. So we are positionless. We are flat across the board. Nothing on the table right now. Okay. Just kind of wait to see what happens at this overnight low, if we get a sweep or not. Next big opportunity, I think, will be down around 5,300, or higher probability opportunity, that is. Be kind of watching for that level for a long. So I get this low swept. Yeah. And come up into this consolidation and around like this. So it didn't get acceptance here. If we get probably, yeah, it's gonna be about 5, yeah, let's call it 5,300, 5,310. Yeah, this level right here. Alright, these lows don't get swept here. After the 4-hour candles, we're coming into the 4-hour candle closure here at the 10 o'clock hour. Be a little bit aggressive type of short for me down lower at the range, but I think we can get some continuation here. So 5.65. A bit of a retest of the weekly value area low here, and this 15-minute order block that is being seems to be being created. We did fill that imbalance from the overnight session here. I don't see these lows holding up at all. And in about a minute, we'll have a 4-hour candle closure.
Order submitted.
looks like the overnight low is going to be taken, and it seems like it will leave without us unless we get lucky with the retracement up here.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Could we get possible to get this kind of false triple bottom here? Maybe just to engineer a little bit more liquidity, or to fake people out a bit more, get a boom and a boom, and go hit our level down here. That would be very nice. Looks like NQ is almost at the low. Nothing crazy in gold, just kind of hard to even get into because it's just up and only at the moment. So no big deal there. Oil, looking for a higher, eh? We'll have to do some more analysis on that. Looks like it's certainly coming up for this little mitigation block. Yeah. And Bitcoin, let's see if it comes back up a little bit higher in this range. I'd like to see a possible short out of here. And on spot looks a little bit cleaner. I have this kind of this range going right here. Swept the liquidity, came back in, failed to make a low, but left this for a retest in the middle of the range. Looks pretty clean here. Then besides that, anything else on here going crazy? Not just a slow market today. Alright, here we go. We're getting this retracement up. See if we can tap this 15-minute order block here.
Order filled. Order filled.
Alright, there's our tap. Damn, RuneScape Dragon Wilds is what? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's only 17th on games. Come on. Come on, boys. Gotta be doing better than that on Dragon Wilds. Alright, so we hit our level here. 53, 42, 75. 53, 42.
Order submitted.
Let's see if we can continue lower here. Don't really want it coming above this high. That would be VWAP as well. VWAP retest, wouldn't want that reclaimed by any means. There we go, nice push so far. Let's get some continuation down, baby. Came up, took the high, took this high, tested the 15-minute block. Now we need to get follow through off this. looking good so far. Nope. Alright, we're about to get another 15-minute candle closure here. This is quite the rejection off that order block. So at least go and take those overnight lows. That would be nice. Yep, that's a good 15-minute reaction there. Ideally move my stop to above this high. Right up here. $5369.75.
Order canceled.
Go ahead and take one off there. So we're getting a little bit of support. And I don't want to not lock anything in. Move my stop up above break even and just let this one ride now as a risk-free trade here. Let it go. Try to take this overnight low hopefully here. But stop is moved up in place. Just getting a little bit sloppy right here. It's really trying to make this double or triple bottom, but the last thing I want to do is get caught up in another move up and not take any profit. So that's what we are looking at right this second. Just come on, I want to take this overnight low. That was at 1:30 at the beginning of London session. ideally down to this naked point of control, which is this volume level, as well as the VWA, this volume level from last Thursday where we had an accumulation range here. So a retest of that seems pretty plausible, feasible, plausible. Okie dokie. Really just getting hung up right here. Someone doesn't want it to go lower yet. No reason to fully change the plan yet here. Alright, having trouble taking this low. Hopefully that was the last little retracement, just to wipe a few people out. Looks like we're gonna get stopped out in profit here. Which I'm glad we took a little bit of profit. Come on, baby, let's get the move down. Make it nice and easy on us. Make it nice and easy on us. Oh, here comes Bitcoin. Check that out here. See first if we get stopped out or not. Bitcoin's coming up to possible short opportunity. So where were we at on Bitcoin? Yeah, I'm gonna be watching this level here. Come up to about 84.9, and on spot as well. Oof, just got the kiss of death. The kiss of death. If it turns around right here, I'll be very, very lucky. Come on. Let's see what NQ's doing. NQ as well, making a triple bottom here. Looking like it wants to take this high, probably bring ES with it. So we're probably going to get maybe a VWAP retest, I suppose, here. A little bit higher. But that'll give us another
Order canceled.
Another opportunity up here. Yeah. So I'll look for another entry opportunity here. So it's okay. Made a little bit of profit on that one. Well, now we'll check and see if we get this VWAP retest as well as the golden pocket retracement. Take this first initial touch. And then maybe we'll get an entry on Bitcoin. And Q doing the same here. But we'll watch how it reacts here on the 1 minute. Alright, here we go. Coming up to next level. See how it reacts. Pretty sharp reaction right there. Like to see that first tap get liquidated though. So ideally it comes back and takes that high one more time into VWAP and then comes down. If I see something like that, then more likely to take a short. So ideally, see something like this, you know. Let's see this high hold up. Trading within this 15-minute order block, and we got our 0.5 up there. So ideally, you actually don't trade above here, but hey, Egg. How was my birthday? It was pretty fun, actually. Yeah, I ended up partying a lot more than I expected. So unfortunately, I didn't get on the servers at all this weekend. But it was fun. Saw a lot of people. Everyone was pretty celebratory. So we had quite the party. But I'm glad to be back here. How was your weekend, my friend? You do anything fun? Yeah. Come on now. See it. Come on, don't turn around right here without me. Still want to see this high taken, you know. Looks like it's going to try to do that. All right, we got Bitcoin coming up. Spot as well. Or perps, but just looking at it a few different ways here. So might get a Bitcoin entry. I'm just patiently waiting here. Patiently waiting here on a Bitcoin opportunity. And then if ES could just come and take this high, retest VWAP, come back down to finally come take this fucking overnight low. But it might not want to. Well, where was New York open actually? New York open right here. New York midnight open was okay, that first tap has been taken. See if we get what seems to happen.
Order filled.
Oh shit. Okay, Bitcoin. Position has been filled on Bitcoin. Alright, yeah, we're getting a nice reaction here. Let's see. Don't leave without me again. Ah, here we go.
Order filled.
This thing is all over the place right now. All right, see if we could roll over here a little bit. But Bitcoin perfectly hit this imbalance. Let's see if we can continue in that direction. Alright, so here we come with the VWAP retest. Let's see if we get this kind of 3 drives pattern or if it's just gonna continue higher. But this is kind of where it would need to turn around here. Yep, just higher. Higher for now, I suppose. Volatility is really picking up here.
Stop filled.
Alright, currently just in a BTC short right now. That's all we got going at the moment. Not too much of a bias here now. Kind of already went past the level I thought would hold up. This low really holding up from overnight. Yes, they don't want to take it. Got this nice triple bottom here. This is going to be juicy to take at some point. It just depends on how high they want to take it before turning it back over again. We just got a new 15-minute candle closure. Close back above the New York Open. Just rejected off the midnight open. Yeah, not seeing anything too great right here. Do have a little bit of a divergence here on momentum coming up to these highs. Maybe reject this overbought zone, possibly. So as much on ES though. Alright, just trading on the point of control right now in VWAP. Kind of a choppy, sloppy area. Alright, yeah, it looks like I'm just gonna take the profits from the morning and run once again. Just kind of a short week. Don't want to get too aggressive here. Not expecting tons of follow through on all the trades, but yeah, I'm gonna call it here for the trading session today. We get some other stuff done and hopefully go do the Easter event later. That'd be fun. But